The Swedish Institute (SI) is pleased to inform that you have been awarded a scholarship within the SI Scholarship for Global Professionals for studies in the one-year master's program in Peace and Development Work at Linus University. This is an example of an offer letter from the Swedish Institute. And you can see down here what the scholarship covers. Monthly payments, that's your monthly stipend of 11,000 Swedish krona. Then you get your travel grants that covers your visa fees and your flight tickets. You get full tuition cover. You get insurance and every other legal document you would need to settle as a student in Sweden. So this year we had at least three offers from this YouTube channel. So subscribers from this YouTube channel got the scholarship. You can see this subscriber from Nigeria. I think we also have one from Ethiopia. This is another offer. This person got a master's in public health at Lod University, also in Sweden. This is from Ethiopia. I think there's another offer. Yeah, this is a little bit grainy. But if you look closely, you see Tanzania, and this is applied computer science. So these are examples of offers that you will just get next year if you follow the instructions and put forward a competitive application. So these are real offers, by the way. The awardees have already begun their studies, fully funded in Sweden. It might just be you next year. Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It is Victor once again. It's another day and we have another scholarship. If you're joining us for the first time, thanks for coming. But where have you been? There are lots of materials already on this YouTube channel on fully funded scholarships from around the world. So look around, I'm sure you'll find something that catches your interest. And if you're a returning viewer, a returning subscriber, thanks for coming back and I hope you get a scholarship sooner than later. You know what we're doing today. We're looking at the Swedish Institute Scholarship. I've showed you samples already of real offers actually that were won this year by subscribers from this YouTube channel. We got a subscriber from Nigeria, we got somebody from Ethiopia, another person from Tanzania that won the scholarship. And by the way, the scholarship is open for applicants from different countries all over the globe, not just African countries, a number of Asian countries, a number of Latin American countries. So we'll be looking at the scholarship websites together to get the full gist on how to apply. And by the way, I also have a sample of the scholarship essay. This is from one of the winners 2 years ago, also from this YouTube channel. Has been able to share part of his scholarship essay. You can see it's very short. We'll be coming to this shortly. And then the reference letter written for him by his former employer. So this is like a sample. What you will find from this letter is that oftentimes your referee has to even write more about you than you would ever write in any of your scholarships, your scholarship essays. So it means the reference letter might be longer than the scholarship essay. So we'll just come back to this much later when we start talking about the procedure of applying. This is just to water your interest. So let's go back to the scholarship. So it is the Swedish Institute Scholarship. Just to clear up some things, of course, you can always read about what the scholarship is all about and the eligibility criteria. But I just want to clear this very important bit of information here. And it is the timeline. So if you look at the timeline closely, the scholarship opened actually in October. And opening in October, however, you have to apply for a master's program first. And between October 16th to January 15th, this video will be out in December. So you have about a month to apply. Between October to January 15th, you have to apply for one master's program. We'll be seeing the list shortly. Then you have to return to this website and apply for the scholarship. So there is a difference between applying for a course and then applying for a scholarship. There are two different processes. I think it's very important to mention this. And there is a link to the eligible masters. So you can see here, apply for one of the masters, go to the universities and apply. You can always see the list of universities here as well to get the different masters program. They can suggest, this website would like suggest different masters available in Sweden. Then you can now return to apply for the scholarship. So it's very important that you keep an eye on this so you do not miss it. Then let's go back to the main page, of the scholarship quickly. So there are 41 participating countries. We'll be looking at the list very shortly as well. 41 participating countries, and your country might just be on the list. As I said, it's not just for people from the African continent, it's from people all over the world. Now, this might be confusing. So you see here that application closed, and you'll be wondering, why is it closed? Why is it bringing it to us if it is closed? But this is closed for this year's intake. That's for 2023 intake, not for 2024. So if you intend to apply for next year's intake, it means by now you should be preparing to apply to one of the courses in Sweden, usually a 1-year master's course in Sweden, and then return in February. You can see the date here. February 12th, return to this website to apply for the scholarship. So if it's saying closed here, it means closed for 2023, not for 2024. A number of people get confused about this. They come to this website and they say, oh, it's closed, and then they forget about it, not knowing that there's a deadline for January for the application of the master's courses at the different Swedish universities, and then come back by the 12th for the scholarship application. So of course you can always read the overview here yourself, just basic information about who is eligible. Look at the timeline once again. You can see this once again from 16th October to 15th January. You're applying to a Swedish master's program, usually a 1-year program. And then from 12th to 28th of next year, you return to apply for the scholarship. And then in March, usually the scholarship is announced. So let's move on. Let's see quickly. We've already checked out what the scholarship covers. That's the tuition, the monthly stipend, the travel grant, then the membership to the alumni community, of course. So it doesn't cover family members. It won't cover family members. It won't cover your application fees. So some Swedish universities, unfortunately, will ask for application fees, and this doesn't cover it. You have to raise that on your own as well. So you do not also have to change your course. I think they allow you to select 2 to 3 courses in the application form. So 2 to 3 courses, and then prioritize and tell them the one that is your first choice, one that is your second choice, and one that is your third choice. And I think if you're applying for those 3 different courses, you pay only 1 application fee. So 3 different courses, but just 1 application fee. There is a storm outside my window, and I hope it's not disturbing the audio of this video. So let's move on. So these are the list of eligible countries. I can see my country, Nigeria, already. Where is it? Yeah, this is Nigeria already. So there are a number of other countries here. Look closely. Hopefully your country is on the list. There's Pakistan. There is Ghana. Egypt, Ethiopia, Tanzania, of course. Remember, someone came from Tanzania from this video. Uganda and the rest of them. Ukraine is also there. Zimbabwe. So hopefully your country is on the list. So then let's check this link as well and see where it takes us to. Okay. It's also a what they call it, a website about different universities in Sweden. So you can always check the universities and check the courses that they are offering. So let's move on. So now you can see the list of eligible master's courses still on the page. It's a very long list here. You have several courses. It's just a list of almost every course you can think of under the sun. You have courses in engineering, courses in architecture, and courses in fine arts, in philosophy, on the environment, courses on marine technology, sound control, flooding, business, politics, war, peace. It's just there are just several courses to look at. So I'm sure that you must find a course here, at least one course here that catches your interest. Of course, look at the information and see how many courses you can apply for. I think it's about three, but confirmed from the website. I think you can apply for about three of them. And whatever course you choose, it make sure you're able to relate them to the Sustainable Development Goals. It's very important because this might come out in some of your essays in the first place. So we've looked at this. You might need a work experience as well for this scholarship, usually 1.5 to 2 years work experience. And there's a way of also calculating the work experience. So please check this website as well and see how you qualify. So usually 1.5, 2 years work experience. I think it's also written here the number of hours that you should have as work experience. So here it's saying 3,000, at least 3,000 hours of work experience. That should be like 1.5, 2 years if you calculate that totally. So leadership experience as well, what you did at work or what you did as part of your public, rather civil society work or public outreach, that could also count as leadership experience. So we looked at this already. Just to tell you that to apply to the university, they ask for the usual documents like your CV, your transcript, what else? Your statement of purpose. That's why do you want to study here? What skills do you intend to acquire and things like that, and your future goals. However, for the scholarship, there are some scholarship essays you might be told to write. I'm talking about the scholarship essay. For the SI scholarship, the scholarship essays are usually very brief. They might tell you to write for just 100 words, say in 100 words or 100 characters. That's in 100 characters. Why do you want to be considered for the scholarship? Or in 100 characters, what do you intend to do when you return? There are sample questions you can also find on Google for different SI scholarships they ask over the years. Can always check that out. But the scholarship essays are very short. This is an example. This one you can see on your screen. It's an example of one of the winning scholarship essays. You can see very short, straight to the point. But the secret oftentimes is that the form that you have to send to your employer. So there's this reference form that you send to, I think, 2 or 3 of your references. And this is the form that is often more weighty, that they pay a lot of attention to this form. So what your employer is able to write about you might just be the deal maker or the deal breaker. So you can see here the question asked, in your opinion, how would an SI scholarship for master's studies in Sweden be valuable for the professional and academic development of the applicant? And you can see the long essay written by the referee. And look at this other question. There's a second question. I think last year they asked just 1 or 2 questions to the applicants and very short answers. But this is what they're asking the referees, very long answers in the first place. So pay attention to this. So pay attention to the person you give your reference letter to, or you give the reference form to. You can also help them, like give them coaching on how to write it, or write samples to them and give them to make corrections, or give them to append their signature and their stamps on it. So look at the second question for the referee. Briefly comment on the applicant's potential to contribute to and or drive social changes in his or her context. So another essay for your employer. And as you know, a number of employers do not have time to write all these. So you might have to be there to coach them, or to even write it yourself and then give them, of course, to like read through to make sure you're not telling a lie, because on their own they might be too busy to write this for you. So you're there, you help them type it out and say, I know you're busy, so I'll give you some of the like a draft to go through. You can add your own input, you can remove some things, and so on and so forth. There's even another question about leadership as well, still for the referee. So you can see this scholarship hinges a lot on what the referee is saying about you. So it means you have to be very careful in who you select as your referee in the first place. So let's go back. There are templates of different forms, of course, that you submit. Remember, these forms are different from the forms you submit at the university. So you go to the different university pages. I think we've opened this page of the different courses. These are the courses, and these are the universities. So these are the universities, these are the courses. So in case you intend to study information systems, you go to this university, look for a master's in information system, and then you apply. However, for the scholarship, you have to return here and use this template. So for your CV, there's already a template here. I think I've opened some of the templates. This is the template for the CV. So for the CV, use these templates. For there are other things there. For the leadership experience, there's also a template. 2 references, there's also a template for the references. This is the template. I think we've seen this earlier already. So this is the template for the what they call it, leadership experience, and now they're asking for stamp signature as well. So make sure your referees have stamps and signature as well. It is very important. So you can see the essay we talked about. This is like the reference form. There's something they call leadership form to show the position you've occupied before and how long you occupied the position and what you did, like your job description. On the leadership form, it's very straightforward. They just want your employers to state what you did, what position you occupied. Very straightforward. But then for the reference form is a little bit more detailed. So now your employers have to like write in full sentences how the SI scholarship will actually help your professional and academic growth, how you can contribute to social change in your environment, and then things about networking. So leadership, networking. So your referees have to write all this, and as I said, you can give them some kind of coaching, some prompts, or write it for them and give them to make their own additions or corrections, and of course append their signature and then their stamp on it. This is very important. So all these will be submitted. The CV format when you completed it, the leadership form. I think you also give this to your referee, and then the reference letters. When you complete all this, you will attach all these and return to this website. And when it opens on the 12th, of February, you return there and then append it to your application. So it opens 12th of February. But remember, it might sound a bit repetitive, but remember, you do not have to wait till February before you apply for the master's you're interested in. In fact, apply now. It is closing on the 15th of January for the master's application. Return in February with all these documents we talked about and apply for the scholarship. I hope that is clear. There are also other videos on this channel, by the way, on this same scholarship. So I'll leave them in the description box of this video. So in case you want to get more info about the scholarship, you can always consult the video I did about the scholarship last year or 2 years ago. And as I've shown, several people have won the scholarship already on this channel. So follow the instructions, follow the directives, especially get referees that are ready to write lengthy essays for you. This might just be the deal maker or the deal breaker. And referees that have stamps, your former place of work usually should have like a stamp they can put on your form. I think if they do not have stamps, you can use a notary. I think a notary, but that's a local government, can use your stamp to make it authentic. So I hope this was useful, guys. Fully funded MSc in Sweden that covers everything: your monthly stipend, travel grants, your tuition, and of course insurance and every other thing you need to study comfortably in Sweden. You wouldn't have to move a financial muscle when you get the scholarship because they've got you through and through. And that is it, guys. I hope this was useful. As usual, guys, we cannot wait to celebrate you. There are several scholarships already open. In fact, some of them are even about to close. So make sure you catch at least one before it closes. And as usual, we cannot wait to celebrate you. We cannot wait to also tell your own story and share your own screenshot on this channel. And as usual, I would see you at the top sooner than later. So, bye bye for now.